What up, nigga? You feel me? You thought we was gonna be back, bro. We gotta finish at least 2 videos, bro. I ain't gonna bap to you, my brother. Bro. Testing. Testing 323, 323.
Testing.
Wait. Testing. Alright. 323, 323. Testing. I was just making sure the lip sync was on point. I ain't gonna bap to you. Cause sometimes I be doing it. I did a video and the lip sync was off. Damn, bro. I did a whole live stream. Y'all didn't even tell me. Tell me, bro. Your Wi-Fi jam or stuttering. Nah, bro. That was literally the software crashing, bro. Like, the software literally crashed. I ain't gonna bap to you. Yeah, that the Streamlabs, that shit end up crashing. But shit, you know how I be. That's just stuff that always you just gotta deal with doing these little whatever the software shit. You feel me? Feel me? My lip sync on. Lip sync on.
You feel happy?
No, I'm just making sure.
I'm lip sync, bro.
Make sure everything is actually on sync with it. And, like, cause sometimes when I restart it like that, the shit be lagging and shit, and I wouldn't notice till after. I noticed my dread damn near floating and shit. Oh boy, what the fuck going on in the video game? Chat ain't tell me that my dreads was floating and stuff, bro. But it's good. It's good. Yeah, bro. That's why I be like, bro, sometimes it be tweaking and shit. Why not invest in the straight-up? No, it's the software. It's not been my computer ain't crashing nothing. It's just Streamlabs is something that lots of people use. It ain't really like no thing where it's just because it's cheap. Like, I gotta pay like $30 a month for this shit. Literally. $30 a month just to be able to stream on multiple platforms and shit with this. But I was on live for 12 hours. And I was changing shit up too. Like, y'all didn't see it on y'all win, but I was fucking around with the settings and shit too while on live. And that kind of did some shit too. Like, I was adjusting the screen and shit while the video was playing, and then that shit ended up making the shit end up, doing what it did. Yeah, I did it like 12 hours, bro, because we did 6 hours, and then we did another 6 hours, bro. Like, y'all came in, lots of y'all came in on the other one. We did a whole nother 6-hour live stream before that 6-hour live stream. You feel me? So, no, I'm still on YouTube. I just redid it. I literally just clicked go live again. I ain't gonna bap to you. No, we haven't been asleep. Haven't been asleep at all, bro. I ain't gonna be able to go to sleep, bro. After I get done doing a couple videos on live, I gotta edit. After I edit, I gotta do shorts. And I'm finna post like 15 shorts today after I edit these videos. So I got a lot I gotta do, bro. I actually need to be off live by 12 because I gotta edit and stuff. What time is it? It's 10:43. 10:43 right now. Dang, it's crazy. So, okay, I'll just clip that video out. Because I'm going to have to download both of them anyway, so shit. Alright, I'm just going to start it off like this.
detail on these issues. Lowski never got pressured into beefing 150 by 6'7". This is a reference to Kennington-based drill rapper Lowski, closely affiliated with the Harlem Spartans, a famous drill crew coming out of South London, most known for their hit song Kennington Where It Started. And if you didn't know, the Harlem Spartans from Kennington have been in a bitter feud with several crews coming out of Brixton, more specifically the crew 150 hailing out of Brixton.
I ain't gonna lie, you gotta understand. At one part, bro, the Harlem Spartans was like the O block of the UK gang. Everybody wanted to be them. I'm for real, bro. Do your research on everybody wanted to be the Harlem Spartans at one point, bro. On game, they was like the UK version of O block back then, bro. Everybody was trying to be like them. I ain't gonna back to you, bro. Real deal, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
With close ties to fellow South London drill legend M24, who is of course a bitter rival of Lowski. Now, South London drill and gang politics gets a little bit confusing, but you've got the likes of Lowski and Harlem Spartans in Kennington.
So you said M14,
M13, M23, M24.
That's the hood, bro. That's they hood,
So
bro.
they just call that shit M.
I don't know, bro. I'm just lying, bro. Hey, why is they called M20? You feel me? I don't know why they doing this for real. I think it's just a rap name. You see, yeah, that's just a rap name, bro.
Then you've got the nearby crew 6'7 in Brixton Hill, rivals 150 and the GBGs in Brixton, and the crew 410 with the likes of AM and Skengdo hailing from around the Myatts Fields area. But apparently, according to one Reddit commenter, at some point during the beef, Lowski from Harlem Spartans was pressured by somebody in prison to pick a side in the Brixton beef and pledge allegiance to either 6'7 or 150, with a commenter saying, "I heard that when Lowski was first in prison, Itch, aka Maddox from 6'7, pressured Lowski to choose between 6'7 and 150. Obviously, we all know the path he chose. But to put it simply, the politics of South London drill music gets very complicated, and there are a lot of bitter feuds on both sides. And if you want to learn a bit more about the in-depth inner workings of South London beef, I would suggest you go and check out Kid Nerd's channel, who has a couple of excellent stories on Harlem Spartans and gang politics in Brixton.
KSI.
Kidavelli doesn't have £20 to his name. Kidavelli is a drill rapper affiliated with the crew 061, best known for tracks like Ding Dong Ride.
They said he don't got 20 pounds to his name.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of money, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's pretty diabolical to say, bro. Like, at first it sound like a lot of money, bro. I'm like, dang, 20 pounds? I'm like, no, that's not a lot of money. I ain't gonna bap to you.
Storytime and Off Boy, but unfortunately for Kidavelli, his most viewed video on YouTube isn't one of his tracks, but is unfortunately a video of him taking a violation, more specifically, failing to show much richer rapper Russ Millions a £20 note or even any food from his fridge during an Instagram live session. And as a result, Kidavelli has been mocked mercilessly by the UK drill scene for not having his paper up.
Listen, another £10 note. Another
Brother,
£10 note.
you just picked up the same £10.
And another £10 note. That's another £10
picked up the
note.
same
my brother.
£10.
I'm not gonna show hell of my shit.
Bro,
I'm
you
gonna
don't
show you
got
one
no
by
money.
one.
Time.
Hold on.
No, don't show me
see?
one by one.
Look, I haven't even seen
See,
this.
and that's the difference between Central C right there. Central C was making money on the roads and the rap. That's the difference right there. I ain't gonna bap to you. See, yes, you just brought up a key difference right there.
Sound like a.
All right, but he's on here showing a £10 note.
What do I sound? What do I sound like, bro? Please elaborate to the chat what I sound like,
D Rider.
bro.
What that mean?
I don't know the truth.
And then he's going, look, £10, there's another 10, that's 20 total, that's a 30 total, 40, 50, 60, 60 right there, 70, 80. You get me? I could do this all day, 90, 100.
Bro, look at that money look, gang.
So like,
Imagine throwing that money at the club, bro. That's the money that's the money that they throw at the club, gang. I ain't gonna bat to you. That's crazy, bro.
60 right there, 70, 80.
Bro, that just looked like the same dollar. He just showed different money, and that literally looked the same, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, literally, bro, you see, you got your freaky ass plate dropping, gang, with sauce, bro. On gang, bro, you over whooping right now, bro. Let me show y'all some real money, gang. There's some real money, you feel me? Yeah, I know y'all.
tweaking, bro.
I know y'all
Come on,
don't.
freaky ass plate.
You feel me? This real money right here, just to let y'all see, because I know lots of y'all not able to see real money.
80. I could do this all day. 90, 100, 110. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on.
Another £10 note, my brother. Another 10
Brother,
fucking note, bro.
you just showed me
Nah, bro.
£10.
I can show you all day till probably about 7 o'clock in the morning, brother. It's not the same £10 note, my brother.
But
On my
show me
mother's
the
life,
same
it's not the
£10.
same £10
Show me
note, bro.
the £10 together.
He's swearing on his mother's life it's not the same £10 note. I feel like it's easier to just show us them both together than swear on your mother's life it's not the same £10 note.
I'll put it down. Picked up £10, put it
It's
down.
your turn now.
People are in the comments saying that tenner's fake as well. They can't even verify the authenticity of that one £10.
Bro, they said he got fake $10 bill, gang. That is diabolical, bro. I ain't gonna back to you, bro. Like, it ain't no way someone that broke where they gotta have a fake $10 bill, bro. Like, I literally just pulled out a $5 bill, bro. Like, if you can't get another 5, bro, like, that's pretty crazy, bro. Real deal, bro. If you can't get another 5, bro, 2 5s, bro, 1 10, bro, that's crazy, bro. As a grown man and you making all this diabolical street stuff on the internet, bro, and you can't get $10, bro, that's crazy.
Now listen, look, I'm not trying to flex on Kidavelli too hard, but big 2-0 right there. Next, KSI's boxing trainer is NPK. Now, I didn't even know this, but apparently KSI's former boxing trainer, Vidal Riley, who is not just an amazing professional boxer and trainer, apparently also he's an amazing drill rapper in his own right. He's got this track Pointing here, dropped on Grime Daily. He's got nearly 1 million views. He's even got a plugged in with your boy Fumes the Engineer. There's nearly 500,000 views. He's kind of going in over here.
Bro, that's not getting no views. He getting views because who he know. On gang, ain't nobody listen. And I'm not even from the UK for real, gang. I'm not from the UK at all, actually. And I could tell y'all don't know UK person listen to Birdie either, bro. I ain't gonna bap to you. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think nobody in the UK even listen to Birdie.
Obviously, his main thing is boxing, right? So this is a little bit of extracurricular activity for him, sounding pretty hard. Obviously, he's involved in the drill scene because he's up with Fumes the Engineer. He's jumping on Grind Daily. But apparently, according to Reddit, Vidal Riley is actually in these streets. So look at this Reddit post. Is Vidal, the boxer dude, an NPK or Northumberland Park Killers member? I see he has a plugged in and commented on an NPK vid, so I was just wondering since he also grew up in that area. Now, this says not everybody from Park Lane is a gang member.
He boxing coach, bro. You know them people in the hood, they be liking to fight, boy. He like to fight and be in the streets, bro. He be like, let me turn my street fight into a skill.
But conversely, apparently KK and Wretch32 are his cousins. And if you didn't know, Wretch32 is a UK grime rap legend. He's got numerous big tracks and freestyles with over 10 million views. Look at this, BBC Radio 1 Extra freestyle, 28 million views. Unorthodox, for example, that was a massive hit. Couldn't get away from that track at one point. Tractor, that was a banger. That was another banger. And then, of course, KK from Sin Squad on some much more demonic shit. He's all up in a press play with Fumes the Engineer too. So shout out to them, man. But also, I don't want to inherit your ops. So, you know, let's be friends at a distance. SJ used to be Wood Green. Now, SJ, obviously one of the most famous and feared members.
Yeah, I used to be Wood Green before I went to ACG. You feel me? Only the streets know, though.
Well, what the hell he
Of the crew OFB, hailing out of the Tottenham Broadwater.
What, bro? You talking about the bro?
Bro, he had sister up.
Bro, I don't know what type of hairstyle it was, bro. I mean,
braid like.
honestly, bro, those is like, I don't know how you could even get braids that small, bro. Honestly, bro.
I'm saying, boy.
Them braids are overly small, bro. I ain't gonna bap to you, bro. I guess that take lots of skill, I guess.
Boy, they braiding.
I ain't gonna bap to you, bro. That takes skill.
One of the most famous and feared members of the crew OFB, hailing out of the Tottenham Broadwater farm estate, rappers from OFB are known to bitterly feud with the likes of Wood Green and Edmonton or N9. However, there is one Reddit post circulating that seems to suggest that an old friendship actually tied SJ, one of the most feared OFB members, to their mortal rivals in Wood Green. So here there's a video where A1 from the 9 claims that SJ used to be a part of Wood Green. If you don't know, A1 from the 9, hence the name, he's from the 9, affiliated with the crew N9, who once again are fearsome ops of OFB.
Yeah.
Man, pick up the little boy from school and that. Hey, Jaden.
You heard him?
So that's the video of SJ just chilling in a car with some people, but let's have a look at the comments. Bro, that video was taken when SJ was 14, which is when he was still in education and playing for a football team and was not doing up road or...
He says still in education. That's a crazy way. So education, school. So that's how you say it, bro? You be like, yeah, I'm still in education. Y'all don't say I'm still in school. Okay. We learning something new.
Or music. He never switched from Wood Green to OFB.
He said no.
He was simply friends with a young S who was a part of Wood Green. Both played football together, and as you can see, he picked him up every...
So why would someone say he was still in education, bro? No one say that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Me being an American, when I hear Trap Reezy say something, I think that's just what it is inside the UK. If y'all didn't tell me this information, bro, I would have thought that's what y'all said inside the UK, bro. Thank you for informing me this information, bro.
Every day from school in his car. Obviously, they're not friends anymore since SJ joined OFB. Now, this is actually true. SJ from OFB, before he was convicted of murder, was actually a promising football player, with a whole bunch of footage still circulating online now showing him playing football as a...
That was not what I was picturing when he said football. But then I got to remember that we is watching a UK video, you feel me? So, this is football. Well, soccer. But, y'all, football.
Youth, and as we just learnt from that previous clip, it sounds like some of his teammates on the field were actually future ops from a rival gang, and it just makes you think what a shame it was that people from both sides of this war can set those differences aside and just focus on more positive things like football or music. General 12 acid murder.
Yes,
I don't know much
lad.
about this, but this is apparently a reference to General. Somebody...
You just call me a lad? That's the equivalent to say... What is that equivalent to say? What? Boy? Good boy. That's what you basically said. You said good boy in the UK version. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's basically what you just said. Good lad. You just said good boy inside the UK version, bro. You think you slick. You thought you was slick, oh gang. I just peeped what you just tried to say, gang. You a good lad. What is you talking about?
From the West London-based crew 12 World, who was described by the newspapers as a machine gun-toting rapper who pled guilty for manslaughter in what was apparently the UK's first murder case.
Bro, you think this buddy, bro?
Let's have a look at this. The teenage thug who killed a nurse in the UK's first acid attack death was a member of a notorious drill gang. General Webster, who screamed abuse at the judge as he was caged for 17 years, had the street name
Kodak. Screamed abuse at the judge as he was caged for 17 years this month. How the fuck he caged for 17 years this month?
Bro, I think he got sentenced. Bro got sentenced. He got sentenced that much to 17 years, bro. That much he got sentenced, bro.
What the comments at, bro?
Bro.
What you talking about?
The comments right here, they
No, not the comments. I said the commas.
The comments, they say 19-year-old who screamed abuse at judge as he was caged.
Yeah, they hit me out. Finish the sentence. 17 years this month. Comma. He put the comments wrong. Oh my god.
Yeah, the street name. Oh, nah, bro. Okay.
General as a part of the notorious 12 World rap gang. Is that an Uzi? Is that some sort of Mac 10 in the UK? A Mac 10 in the UK. This guy really is the General. He was jailed for dousing Joanne Rand, 47, in sulfuric acid while she was sitting on a park bench visiting her daughter's grave.
He was jailed for dousing Johanna Rand 47 in sulfuric acid.
Yes,
while
bro.
sitting on the park.
Yes, bro. I mean, this be happening in America too, just not as much. I think it's way more common in the UK.
No, I haven't heard about that, but still, just throwing like acid on somebody.
And I think this just like a random person
like,
too.
And they
at
sitting
that.
at their daughter's grave.
Yeah, I think this just like a random person. He just decided to like do this to. Is this? Did he do this to a random person, bro?
The mom of the three was
especially in East London. Dang, so this what y'all be doing in East London, bro? That's crazy. I ain't gonna bap to you, bro.
Mum of three was caught in crossfire as Webster battled a rival drug dealer with a bottle of acid in his hand.
Are you serious?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Whoa! Whoa! So you telling me y'all having acid duels in the UK?
Acid duels.
It ain't no way y'all real life having acid duels
In the graveyard.
In the graveyard, bro. Like they over whooping out there.
How they get the?
I ain't gonna lie to you. So they just slinging it around, getting it on innocent people and stuff, bro.
Bro, it said she died 11 days later from multiple organs.
Bro, that's crazy having an acid shootout, bro. What?
Yeah,
That's crazy, bro. They tweaking.
And they ain't died.
That's wild. Innocent people with acid, bro. I guess the people just always hit innocent people. They don't ever need blicks, bro. Regardless.
The woman died 11 days later from multiple organ failure after contracting septicemia due to her burns. Now that is fucked. This guy needs to be in jail. Webster's gang 12 World from Shepherd's Bush, West London, have a long-running feud with 1011, which led to 5 members of the 1011 being imprisoned for plotting a knife and machete attack on Webster's gang earlier this year.
Put an acid in a water gun.
Oh yeah.
Baby, y'all put acid in a water gun or put it in bottles, bro. You see, this the UK stuff, bro. Nah, that's the switchy. That's the switchy in the UK, bro.
Boy, what?
That's the switchy out there, bro.
Bro, you can't.
I ain't going back to you get hit with 100 feet of acid. I don't know how they say it.
That's Digger D's crew 1011. That's what we were just talking about a minute ago. Man, that's the woman,
They said he's
Joanne Rand, who died 11 days after having acid thrown onto her. That is awful. In pictures passed to the son of Webster, who was himself attacked with acid by gang members, can be seen posing with what appears to be a submachine gun known as a Mac and bundles of cash thought to be earned through drug dealing. You think? I don't think he earned those bundles of cash.
Yeah, they be doing that in jail, but that's why I say the UK, bro. The UK, the same stuff they be doing in jail, they be doing in the free world, bro. Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna back to you, like, out here, bro.
They be having the maps.
They do the same thing in jail out here, bro. People end up going to jail, and they be like, man, they gotta get used to this type of lifestyle, bro. The UK, they fit right in, bro, because they already was dueling and stuff inside the free world.
A gang source said General was well known for rolling around the estates with his Mac gun. This became his thing. He was always in trouble and even battling with older gang members of 12 World, which is how he got attacked with acid in the past. And it's ironic that this now became his weapon of choice and this poor woman got caught up in one of his battles. Look at that stack. Ain't that much money. Here he is, seen fleeing the scene with the bottle of acid in his hand. Now, that's how you get caught. If you're fleeing the scene with the bottle of acid in your hand, on camera, that's how you get caught. Wood Green girl getting her face slashed. Now apparently there is a video circulating around online about a girl from the crew Wood Green coming out of North London who had apparently set somebody up and ended up getting her face slashed. Now I couldn't find the clip in question, but I think it might be in reference to this incident where schoolgirls apparently slashed another 14-year-old girl across the face in a video shared to Snapchat, with the girls that did the slashing ending up being sentenced to 12 years behind bars. 2 schoolgirls who slashed a 14-year-old across the face for twisted glory filming the attack in a Snapchat video have been sentenced for 12 years in a young offender institution.
Yeah, we don't condone nothing in this educational, informational documentary.
15-year-old girls acted like gangsters as they scarred the victim for life, leaving her with a 4-inch wound running from her mouth to her ear. She was marched off a bus by the girls and their friend before being led to a dark car park in Wood Street just after 6 p.m. on January the 8th. The court was shown graphic footage of the 4-minute attack filmed on one of the defendants' phones on the social media app Snapchat at their sentencing. The schoolgirls, who cannot be named, were seen in the video spitting and stamping on their victim, telling her to say hi to the camera and stop crying, with one girl calmly saying, "I'm going to slice..."
And this is why y'all in jail. And this is why you're going to be in jail. Anyone that want to record something, you deserve to be in jail, bro. You obviously want to go to jail, bro, if you want to record yourself doing this stuff. I ain't going to lie to you.
Your face, you understand, before running the blade down her cheek. Then they stole her shoes and threatened to have her killed if she told the police before fleeing. But the victim would flag down a passerby who called an ambulance. Thankfully, those little shits are behind bars for several years now. But my god, these London streets, they're not friendly, are they? Why ACG aren't from Becton?
At that age, you still old enough to know. I had common sense at that age, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's they over whooping.
Now, ACG are a drill crew coming out of the London area of Becton, but apparently the younger generation of the crew don't even hail from the original area where ACG are from. And we can learn a bit more about it by checking out this video here. ACG's olders have been around in the music scene for a very long time. Young Diz can be seen rapping on YouTube as early as 2013. Trizzy Traps was a rapper from Becton who was quickly gaining popularity in 2016, but his career...
Nah, that ain't my crew. That's the UK crew. That's y'all crew, bro. I don't know what, you feel me? This is a whole different world for me. I ain't gonna back to you, bro. When I hop on the reactions, I'm inside a whole different world that I didn't know about. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It came to an end after he was sentenced to 14 years in prison for an acid attack. This is widely seen as one of the scummiest acts from a UK rapper. These acid attacks, they just don't stop, do they? Mover was a popular rapper from Custom House who had a lot of friends from ACG, but he was sentenced to 30 years in prison back in 2015 for a murder that took place during a robbery. I need to find out about the Mover story. A few people have mentioned that to me. In 2017, ACG's boss, Young Diz, and older known as D-Sav, were gaining popularity in the drill scene, and ACG as a whole continued to become more popular. In 2018, a lot of ACG's youngers started rapping, and they made a lot of good songs and quickly became as popular as the olders. It was around this time when ACG's top rapper, Young Diz, was arrested. He was later sentenced to 12.5 years in prison for the kidnapping of a drug runner who allegedly robbed him. D-Sav was also arrested. He was sentenced to 10.75 years imprisonment for attempted murder. The twins were also arrested, meaning that at this point only the youngers were left free. The youngers from ACG that were rapping at this point were Striker, Castro, Ramsey, and B6, but B6 then went on to leave ACG and stop rapping. Striker was arrested at the start of 2019 for the stab.
So do y'all say YN inside the UK? Do y'all just say YN inside the UK? Or y'all still just say like, yeah, those the youngers. Those just the youngers. Yeah, youngers and olders. You feel me? And then it's like middles.
They say YBs for young people.
On gang. YN, YGs, young G's. Alright. So y'all don't say y'all the youngest. Youths. Those the youths. On gang, those the youths. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna start calling the UK drill rappers, man. Those the youths.
Stabbing of an op from Forest Gate. He was originally charged with attempted murder, but the charge was later dropped to GBH and he was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Ramsey was also arrested in 2019 for the murder of an op from CGE. Castro was arrested for unknown reasons and was locked up for way over a year, but he beat his case and has now returned from jail. In 2020, Banks and Double M started to rap, but unfortunately in 2021, Banks was arrested and Double M was stabbed to death. May he rest in paradise. Currently, the only free ACG member rapping is Castro. Hopefully him and the rest of ACG will prosper in the...
Bro, he's so diabolical with how he doing the video right now. Bro is literally watching the reaction to do his edits, bro. He just going back and forth, bro. Literally, he just skip it back and forth to replay the same thing.
Future.
Look.
Free ACG member rapping is Castro. Hopefully him and the rest of ACG will prosper in the future and turn their lives around. So look, apparently things get a little bit complicated, alright? So here's a Reddit thread. What's the difference between 6th, ACG, and YACG? Why do people count them as 3 different gangs when they're all located in Savage Gardens? Savage Gardens, that's where you want to be from if you're a drill rapper, frankly. So according to these comments, 6th is basically an umbrella term for both ACG and YACG. I don't know for sure. Apparently some of the youngest from ACG aren't from the original part of Becton that the original members are from, but you know what, I'm not going to hold that against them. I'm not trying to get chefed. I don't know the details. Ugh. I knew this was coming. Lamps, Stabbed, Abra, and Bando. Now, this is a reference to the illustrious beef between OFB, the crew from Tottenham's Broadwater Farm Estate, and Wood Green, a nearby area and gang, with one of their most famous members being Lamps, who unfortunately lost his life in a shooting at the Hollywood Bowl Cinema, a murder that to this day still goes unsolved. Anywho, there has been a lot of speculation over the years as to what had gone on between these two groups, most specifically, what sort of run-ins Lamps might have had with OFB members like Bando K and Abracadabra, with one conspiracy theory circulating online that Lamps had actually stabbed Bando K in his...
I know they got a nigga named Houdini.
Houdini is in Canada.
Oh.
Houdini, I don't think they got a Houdini in the UK. It's just abracadabra. Abracadabra in the UK, Houdini in Canada, and Genie in America. Houdini. I think Houdini might be in India or something, bro. I don't know, bro.
His arm. So basically, the only proof of this really is that like Bando K has a bit of a scar on his arm, and there's another picture circulating where Bando K had actually posted a picture on his own Facebook, and Lamps had replied to it with a kind of blood needle emoji.
Did you just say? Did you just say? And oh no, I ain't DDG, bro. I thought you had said we and DDG. Who is N? But you said N, you DDG.
We the N. No.
Yeah, I thought he just said N like Annie. I was like, bro, why we Annie and DDG? That's crazy, bro. I'm trying to figure out who Annie. Okay.
Which a lot of people have suggested may have been him kind of self-snitching, sort of making light of the fact that he had allegedly stabbed Bando K. And funnily enough, here is actually a Reddit poll. Who'd have thunk it? A Reddit poll asking, did Abra and Bando K get poked by Lamps or not? And apparently the overwhelming amount of people on Reddit seem to say yes. Now that actually has no bearing on reality or what actually happened, but if Reddit thinks it, you know, Reddit thinks it is what it is. Miz shooting Jagaban. Now, this one's a really unfortunate situation, and it refers to the rapper Miz or Mac from the Harlem Spartans, one of the most promising rappers from the UK drill scene, who was unfortunately incarcerated for a period of time due to a case that he caught with fellow drill rapper from the Harlem Spartans, Blanco, where they got caught in a taxi with a samurai sword and a revolver on the way to ride out on the ops. Now, Miz or Mac was duly missed by the UK drill scene, eventually being released from jail and releasing the long-awaited comeback song Return of the Mac, which today sits over 6.7 million views. A banger of a song which really took over London around the time that it came out. And honestly, this track had a lot of people looking at Miz or Mac as the next big UK drill rapper. People were looking...
Trying to figure out what's the mic picking up. I think it sounds that you doing. Yo, B, you doing something.
At him like his career was about to be way on the up, and it was really hard to believe that he would find himself in another serious legal situation like he did. But sadly that wasn't the case, and he did end up being involved in a shooting that would see him taken off the streets for another long period of time. So story has it that Miz or Mac was part of a crew that was essentially looking to kill some of their ops, right? They were looking to catch some of their ops slipping, and story has it they were hoping to catch the rapper PS from the crew Zone 2.
What can it be? I don't know what the fuck that shit picking up.
At a studio in South London, and it turns out it wasn't that person, and this female rapper by the name of Midas the Jagaban ended up being shot in Woolwich, South London, with it being unclear whether this was a genuine case of complete mistaken identity or whether she was part of a group that was being targeted, but she just happened to be the wrong person that caught the bullet. Now, her management would release a statement saying, unfortunately, Midas and a member of management sustained some injuries during a shooting that took place at a studio session. Both Midas and management were accidentally and wrongfully attacked. Midas and the team are strongly against street violence and gun crime, and we are treating this situation...
Bro, Drake is a glizzy gobbler. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Drake, bro, he just gonna hang out with you when you got the clout. If you're not getting clout no more, Drake is gonna drop you and go on to the next person that's getting clout, bro. He don't really care about you, bro. Drake is not a real guy for real. I ain't gonna bap to you. Drake is bogus.
Situation with the utmost sensitivity and seriousness. Now, Midas was the victim of mistaken identity, and apparently certain UK drill artists used the music studio that she was in, and the shooters had been camping out to try and get them. And unfortunately, because Midas was wearing a balaclava, the shooters assumed that she was indeed the target, resulting in her and a manager being shot as they left the studio. So apparently Miz or Mac from the Harlem Spartans was a part of the shooting squad, but to make matters even more crazy, apparently the shooters were then chased by police from New Cross to Camberwell, where one individual pointed his gun at the police, and eventually 4 men were arrested, and the man that pointed the gun at the police was drill rapper Miz or...
One man pointed the gun there.
Yeah, they up Blake on Twitter.
His homies, okay.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's like, bro, 12 don't be having blicks and stuff up on them, bro. So if it's not the armed ones, then I understand why they up and blick on them, bro. You don't condone none of that. What you say?
How you gotta get promoted to firearms?
Yeah, bro, because certain police, they go from security that could arrest you to arm. Well, basically real police.
Mac. Body cam footage of the incident where Ms. Mac was caught pointing a gun at the police was released, and here it is on my boy Ape Huncho's channel.
You can choose.
I think you choose. And they don't choose to have a
So it looks like for that split second coming around the corner, he pointed his gun at a cop. He beat the attempted murder, but he got 9 years for pointing the gun at the cop running away. What can you do? Wood Green ride out on Kobe's funeral. This is once again another reference to that beef between OFB and Wood Green. In this case, an individual with affiliations to OFB by the name of Kobe was unfortunately murdered as part of this ongoing rivalry. But much is the case in many of these gang war situations, even after somebody passes away, the danger is far from over. Because even when somebody is killed, the ops will often target the funeral for that person in the hopes of catching even more rivals as they gather together to mourn their lost ones. And the UK is not exempt from this kind of gang behaviour, and in the case of Kobe's funeral, apparently members from Wood Green attempted to ride out to the funeral to catch their enemies, but in this case, they were caught and intercepted by the police, who chased away the attackers from Wood Green with the foot.
Bro, that don't really look like the type of car you should be trying to do the dash in, bro. No. They trying to do the dash and the mom mobile for sure.
Footage being caught and broadcast on British television.
Oh, they got gone.
I confirm this vehicle has been shown as confirmed.
The arrested suspect was found not guilty of any offence.
After all that, and they found the shotgun, not guilty of no offences. It's a drill for you.
Alright, we gonna end it off on that one, you feel me? We don't condone nothing. It's educational, informational documentary. But if you watch this educational, informational documentary all the way through, I know you messing with another one. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on any educational, informational documentaries like this. Blender is like a civilian car on game. The blender, you driving in the blender. Driving in the blender. That's that, what?
I'm trying to fix this deal, boy.
Don't know. They get caught. But nah, chat, I damn near gotta go edit these videos. I'm gonna hop back on live. Yeah, I've been streaming for like 12 hours. I gotta edit some videos. And then I wanted to finish this video. I didn't want it to just end off like that. You feel me? But I gotta edit these videos and I'm gonna hop back on live and stuff once I get done doing the shorts. But I was on live. We was on live for like 12 hours. Well, really, now it been over 12 hours. I ain't gonna lie to you. But appreciate my boy, B Smooth. The videos that we did react to, we did like 5-6 reactions. So I'm gonna edit through those and post all those videos today. So y'all be smooth, stay safe out here. Happy Easter. Do I sleep? I'm not gonna go to sleep. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna be up making these videos. I'm probably gonna go to sleep like tomorrow. But appreciate everything, man. Y'all the ghosts can tune into the live stream, man. And happy 420, man. Enjoy